Alright, so our first article for today is about Charlie Timmons. Charlie Timmons was born on May 29th, 1922, and died April 13th, 2010. And he was an English footballer. He was born in Birmingham, and Timmons signed for Birmingham City before the Second World War. However, his registration papers were lost after heavy bombing in the Birmingham area. Now, Timmons served in the British Army throughout the Second World War as a vehicular driver in the 4th Field Squadron Royal Engineers before returning home in 1946. In the summer of 1948, Timmons signed for Coventry City, and he had given up hope of pursuing a career in top-flight football and was playing for non-league Jack Moles Athletic in Birmingham when Coventry manager Harry Storer turned up unannounced at the Timmons family home and persuaded him to sign for Coventry City. Timmons spent 11 years at Coventry, including 3 years at club captain. During the 1955-56 season, Timmons was touted by press as the best fullback outside the top flight. Citation needed for that, though. And speculation grew that he would join teammates Reg Matthews in the England squad. Coventry turned down substantial bids from Newcastle United and Celtic for Timmons during his time at Highfield Road. He played a total of 165 games, 161 in the Football League, and scored 5 goals before leaving Coventry to join Leamington in 1959 at age 37. And Timmons then spent the 1960 to 1961 season coaching Evesham United before finally retiring at age 39. And Charlie was a member of the Coventry City Former Players Association and was a regular at the club's official Legends Days. After retiring from football, he worked for the Rover Service Department in Solihull and captained the Works team. Charlie died at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, Birmingham, during the early hours of April 13th, 2010. He was 87 years old, 5'10". He was a fullback, born in Birmingham, and this is what he looks like. Yeah. Sounds like a cool chap. Alright, but what else do we got here? So our next article is about Malcolm Erskine the 17th, Earl of Buchan. Help me text speech. Buchan. Malcolm Harry 18th Earl of Buchan, born July 4th, 1930, died September 11th, 2022, was a Scottish landowner and peer, a member of the House of Lords from 1984 until the House of Lords Act 1999 removed most hereditary peers. The younger son of Donald Cardross Flower Erskine, 16th Earl of Buchan, and his wife Christina Boxendale, he became his father's heir due to the death of his brother David Stewart Erskine, born 1928, died 1933, in childhood. He was educated at Eton College and was styled as Lord Cardross between 1960 and 1984, when he succeeded as the Earl of Buchan, 1469, and Lord Aucherhouse in 1469. Lord Cardross and Baron Erskine of Restamel Castle in 1806. The last of these was in peerage of the United Kingdom, the others in that of Scotland. And on February 21st, 1957, Buchan married Hilary Diana Cecil Power, a daughter of Sir Ivan Power II, Baronet, and his first wife Nancy Hilary Griffiths, and they had 4 children. Henry Thomas Alexander Erskine, the 18th Earl of Buchan, born 1960. Lady Seraphina Mary Erskine, born 1961. The Honorable Montague John Erskine, born 1966. Lady Arabella Flora Erskine, born 1969. In 1972, as Lord Cardross, Buchan became a Justice of the Peace for Westminster and was also a liveryman of the Worshipful Company of Grocers. He was chairman of Battersea Dogs Home, and in 1988, in response to plans of Scottish devolution, he asserted that should these give rise to independence, he would establish his claim to the throne of Scotland. In 2003, Buchan was living at Newnham House, Newnham, Hampshire. He died on September 11th, 2022, at the age of 92. So he was no spring chicken. He lived for a while. Any children? He was a Scottish landowner and peer of the House of Lords. What does that mean? The House of Lords is the upper house of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. Like the lower house, the House of Commons, it meets in the Palace of Westminster in London, England, one of the oldest extant institutions in the world. Its origins lie in the early 11th century. So basically, he was like a congressman. He was a political figure for a very long time. Interesting. Alright, well, our next subject is... Oh, this looks like a bunch of gobbledygook I do not understand. I'm going to go through a little bit of this and move on to another one because this looks pretty complicated. But this is the Dolbolt cohomology. I'm going to need some help here, text-to-speech.
Dolbolt cohomology.
Dolbolt cohomology. In mathematics, in particular in algebraic geometry and differential geometry, Dolbolt cohomology, named after Pierre Dolbolt, is an analog of de Rham cohomology. How do you say that?
De Rham cohomology.
It was an analog of de Rham cohomology for complex manifolds. Let M be a complex manifold, and then the Dolbolt cohomology groups that depends on a pair of integers p and q and are realized as a subquotient of the space of complex differential forms of degree pq. Let I don't even know how to say that, dude. That looks like the ohm symbol, so that's what I'm going to call it. Let ohm be the vector bundle of complex differential forms of degrees pq in the article of complex forms. The Dolbeault operator is defined as a differential operator on smooth sections. Okay, this is... I don't even know how to say half this, dude. This may as well be in a different language. So we are going to move on to a different article. Our next one is Cecilia Mettler. Cecilia Charlotte Asper Mettler, born October 26, 1909 to December 1st, 1943, was an American medical historian. She was one of the first full-time and first female professors of the history of medicine in the United States. Mettler was born on October 26, 1909 in Weehawken, New Jersey. Her father, William Charles Asper, was a lawyer. She learned Latin at the convent of St. Elizabeth, where she received her A.B. in 1931. She studied further at Cornell University, where she received her Ph.D. in 1938. Her dissertation was a biographical sketch of Christopher Gadsden. During this time, she familiarized herself with medicine at the Washington University School of Nursing and at the University of Georgia School of Medicine, where her husband, Fred Mettler, worked. And in 1939, she was named assistant professor of medical history at the University of Georgia School of Medicine. In 1941, they moved to New York City, where she held a position as an associate in neurology, Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. She noted that medical history is typically taught either by delivering chronological lectures or by focusing on a specific topic, and proposed to correlate medical history teaching with the teaching of the medical curriculum. Her major work, The History of Medicine, reflected that approach. It was completed after 9 years of work, just a few days before her death, and published posthumously. Mettler died on December 1st, 1943, 3 days after the birth of her first daughter. Oh, that is tragic. But she is a very accomplished woman. Very interesting. Alright, so our next article is about the reduction of hours of work. Glass Bottle Works Convention, 1935, shelved. From Wikipedia, the Free Encyclopedia, reduction of hours work. Glass Bottle Works Convention is an international labor organization convention. It was established in 1935 with the preamble stating, considering that the question of the reduction of hours of work is the sixth item on the agenda of this session, confirming the principle laid down in the 40-Hour Week Convention, 1935, including the maintenance of the standard of living, having determined to give effect to this reduction forthwith in case of Glass Bottle Works. In terms of ratifications, prior to it being shelved, the convention had been ratified by 10 states. So this was a proposed ratification for a law. Alright. I mean, hey, I'd like to work less hours if you know what I mean.